years that this play happened, right? But before we get into that, y'all sit tight. Start putting questions into the chat. You can see them coming up. If you have questions, topics, things of that nature, do that. But I want to go ahead and get his take on this. So there's a couple things that I want to talk to JT and Lamar about before we get into the Alabama things and the Miami things. Because I'm a coach, Lamar Thomas has been a coach in college and things of this nature. So I got to talk about Bishop Sycamore really quick because I really don't know how it all happens, right? How is it possible for a team to present themselves as a powerhouse, forge names, give wrong ages, accept all this money, and people buy into this stuff? A school like IMG or powerhouses out in California and Oklahoma, in Ohio and things of that nature. So my question is, we already know there's some integrity issues there. I'm really trying to figure out, how do you dupe an ESPN? How do you dupe a school like this? And I think it's probably might not be as complicated as we actually think. So I want to get these guys' take, because this is what I think. Same way here in Texas. When you get really, really good, a lot of people will not play you at JP2, John Paul II High School, as we started to become winning a lot and playing in championship games. We couldn't find any teams here in our area to play us, so we were going to have to travel, or teams were going to have to travel to us. So I know that there are a lot of powerhouse schools across this nation, right? Sycamore is supposed to be coming to Duncanville here in Texas to play as well. And so I think they ran into
Well, not
something
anymore.
where
That game got canceled.
did it finally get canceled? Okay, well,
Yeah, they canceled
the
it.
point is they made their way onto the schedule. They made their way onto the schedule, even though they're not very good. So they lied about it. And someone had to give them an opportunity to play. And I think it was just to fill a schedule. So you had a coach there that was allegedly, probably, whatever, taking some cash under the table, not paying his bills, not paying the travel bills, not paying the hotel bills, not paying the flight, whatever. I don't know how he pulled it off. But I think they started to get a little bit of notoriety because they played one good team and no one else checked them in on them. No one listened to what they said. So then someone just said, well, they must be pretty good, so we'll play them, and we'll play them. And so they end up playing 5, 6, 7 games, maybe 8, filling up a schedule because there's holes in people's schedule. So I think that's how it started, but it just baffles me that somebody has the galls, the kahunas, or whatever, to put forth something like this to do some people. So I want to get y'all's take. Lamar Thomas, welcome to the show, my friend. We are so glad that you are joining us here today.
I appreciate you giving me the invitation to come on your show, man. I'm sure we'll have some great things to talk about in the show, but let's get right into what you said about the school. I think it starts with the name, BS. I think that's what they sold a lot of people, BS. And come on, man. You got to do your due diligence. You got to do your research. You got to figure it out, man. You just can't. It's kind of like what you said. You know, when you're winning like a St.
I think
Thomas.
we've lost Lamar's audio. Oh, there it goes.
And you're winning like a St. Thomas or in some of the power schools here, IMG. Like you said, people do not want to play you. And so you have to try to fill your schedule in. And, you know, along comes a school that they didn't check into maybe. And obviously they had some players that what I read was allegedly junior college dropouts. I mean, they were old guys. And they still was sorry. You know, it's kind of like them guys that staying in school for their 6th year. If you were sorry last year, you're gonna be sorry this year too. So, it's amazing that they were able to pull the wool over everyone's head, and now it's all starting to come out. And you know, the one thing I wonder if IMG is gonna be able to count that game. in their win-loss record. I mean, it was definitely a blowout, and it was ugly to watch. I watched the game, and it was really a terrible game to watch. I actually felt sorry for BS. I felt sorry.
Wait a minute now. Let's not give them too much pity, because I mean these are former JUCO players, postgraduate players. They're all like they're not much younger than I am, and they getting out here beat up by some high school players.
They were terrible.
Yeah.
They were terrible 2 years ago. They were terrible 5 years ago. It's the same guys that set the bench. So I can't give them. You're right. I can't give them too much credit, but they were bad. They were absolutely bad.
So did you watch the game? Actually, did you actually watch the game? Did anybody see it on TV?
I watched it. It was bad.
JT, did you see it at all?
No, I didn't see it. I got a text message from my buddies just saying, did you see this? How does this even happen? And then that's when I started reading about it, and I'm like, wait a minute, and then I realized, I saw one clip, and I was like, no, they don't even have any defensive. They don't have any defensive linemen. It looked like they took 11 dudes just off the street and said, stand out there and play defense, and 4 of you guys just rush the quarterback, and everybody else just do whatever.
So from a coaching standpoint, and LT kind of hit on about doing your due diligence, but I'm just curious to say, when you traded the film and you watched these teams, should that not have been the red flag from IMG or anybody else going, wait a minute now, these dudes ain't all that. You know what a 4-star guy looks like.
Yeah.
You know what a 5-star guy looks like.
Yeah.
If you losing a lot of games by a lot of points, there's one thing, I don't even know if I will play. Let's just say that for whatever reason, they didn't know what talent looked like, and I can't even believe that, right? But then you got to look and say these coaches don't know what the heck they're doing either, because
I heard they never practiced, at all. They never had an organized practice. They never had class. They just
every now and then. I don't think they had class. Now I read that too. No class, but it practiced every now and then. They rented out some space, I guess. But the point is think of this. Those guys that came in from ESPN, they probably figured out that it was BS when they were asking for information, because as you do these games, and I'm sure you've done a game before, George, and you're wanting to get the scouting report so you can start building things to talk about during the air. Well, hell, they didn't even have the names. I mean, that's how things started to go downhill. They didn't have the name, they didn't have the jersey numbers, they didn't have anything to tell. I mean, obviously, IMG, who watched the film, if they got the film, which they might not have gotten the film. They're IMG. They got the best players in the country, so hell, they don't even need the film.
Yeah, I guess that would have been bad if you didn't. I just don't know. It's just kind of hard for me to fathom. As many games that we played in, that was coached in, that for someone to say they're a powerhouse team. And I'm thinking about poor ESPN. These rosters aren't right. I'm reading this stuff, and whatever, the quarterback has a Twitter page that says this, and a huddle page that says that, and a 24/7 thing that says that you're graduated. I mean, someone should have been calling in and saying, bro, we can't play this game, and just bite it, just say, hey, I got a hold of my schedule. But I don't know. I think it would be hard for me to convince my president and our association to let us, even play, that game. So I don't know. I guess we don't have to beat that too much. I think Lamar said it the best. It's BS. And that's what it is. And I think there's going to be a whole lot more come out about coach.
Hey, they did have the 300 helmet. Now you saw that the logo, the 300. They had the 300. I think it was from the movie.
Dude, they had all kind of stuff, man. I mean, I guess they probably looked the part when they got off the bus.
Probably when they got off the bus. You know how it is. Once you kick that ball off, everybody, like Mike Tyson said, everybody got to play until they get punched in the mouth.
Yeah, that's true. And that happened to them. They was knocked out real quick, So It's a shame, and I'm do we want to make on the closeout? Do we want to make a under over of how many games they actually play this year?
I think they're done.
Is everybody going to cancel them, or is someone going to say, I really need to have that game? I already cut them a check for 10 grand, and I'm just going to forget it and hope to get it back, but you're not going to get it back.
That's gone, dog.
They're done.
The
governor has stepped in and was like, this is.
All right. Is O'Du going to jail? Coach? Or
the governor has already said that this ain't.
I mean, isn't it a warrant out for his arrest?
I don't know. Well, he's supposed to be in jail from what I saw.
I mean, he was fired today. I know that.
I think he's standing behind that thing you got on your wall back there behind you. What is that? I think you hiding back there.
The blanket I just put up there. I just stuck a blanket up there to get so it won't be white walls.
Okay. All right. So another topic before and I appreciate you guys for, keep jumping in that chat. JT's monitoring that and all that kind of stuff. Appreciate y'all that were in on Instagram as well before we went live.
I am. And
so
it's hard to do because we've got a.
JT, did y'all lose me? Can y'all hear me?
I can hear you.
I'm just saying there's a very long delay. I think you two can hear each other great.
Oh, okay.
I think you two can hear each other just fine. But on my end, you two are way, way behind the video. So we're going to do our best over here. But you two keep going. You guys can hear each other. So.
Perfect.
Y'all do you.
Got it. So we need to be able to talk about Cam Newton for a little bit. This is going to be a great segue into the Alabama piece because Cam Newton is the headline. He gets ousted by Mac Jones. Whoa. What we doing here, LT? News breaks. I'm in the office this morning at JP2. JT texts me. He says, Cam Newton gets cut. I said, no way. Now, all day long, ESPN, everything else, that's the breaking news. Cam Newton goes down. What do you think really happened, brother?
Well, I did the same thing. I said, wow, I really didn't expect it to happen like that. But, if you think about some of the reasons, I mean, he wasn't all pro, MVP, you got a young guy in there. And I thought in the beginning, before even hearing anything, that maybe they told Cam that he wasn't going to be the starter. And, then it went south. And at that point, Belichick probably said, hey, he got to go. Or Cam even might have said, I'm out, because there was a quarterback battle. And, he thought he won the battle. And some people might think he won the battle, but it goes to what the head coach says or what the president of the organization might have said, Mr. Kraft. So, and plus, there was that thing about the vaccination stuff. That might have did him in also, not being vaccinated. And because at that point, they messing with your check. They messing with games. They messing with, hey, I think me and you talk about that check thing. I'm going to tell you this. If you tell me that they're going to mess with my check, I'm going to take that shot. I'm going to get all them shots.
You going to get that vax, baby.
Hey, you know how it was when we were rookies coming in there. I know I told them, I don't get no shots. By the end of that year, I was lining up with that popsicle stick in my mouth saying, I'm ready. I was not going to miss my check. So, it's just unfortunate, but it's part of the game. I hope he's able to do something and get with another team, but he won't be a starter week one. It's going to take him a while to learn the offense or wherever he goes. But, I think, I recruited Mac at the University of Kentucky. He was committed to the University of Kentucky. I actually watched him at Bowles High School, and he was a spitting image on the field of who just left the New England Patriots, Tom Brady. That's who was his idol. You could tell he walked to the center just like him, got down just like him, made checks just like him. Everything when he was playing in high school at Bowles. from Jacksonville. And, so here he is. He gets his opportunity. He had a great preseason. He did a lot of great things. But as we well know, as rookies, that thing's going fast.
It's going to catch up really quick. But, we're happy for Mac Jones and that. And maybe, of course, there's always talk, where does Cam end up? I've already seen some articles saying that Dallas could be one of the landing spots. I don't know. I'm not sure how this.
The Dolphins. I heard the Dolphins.
Yeah, the Dolphins. So I think you hit on some good points that, if they talked to him and said he was not going to be the starter, that conversation could have went multiple ways.
Real fast.
From the player standpoint, you say, well, are you a team player? Do you want to be here? And I mean, I've mentioned it to people before. It's kind of when I was at Miami, when we were there together, when Jimmy pulled me in and asked me to take a pay cut, and, that was kind of writing on the wall for me. And I had to make a decision. Do I just want to stay and take the pay cut, or do I want to give myself an opportunity to go somewhere else? So maybe they said, hey, well, you can go out there and see if you can find something, sit. But I don't know. I mean, I know Cam still has some football left in him. He can play for somebody. I was surprised.
Wait. So you left because he asked you to take a pay cut?
Well, you thought I left because you were there or something?
Because you ain't like me, dog.
No, it wasn't like that.
I thought you left because you ain't like me, homeboy.
No, sir. You're trying to get.
Now I understand.
So shoot. So that's going to be good. So let me ask you this, and JT, if it ever catches up to you, I want to hear your input on this piece a little bit, because now if Mac Jones is going to start, has the NFL gone crazy because the National Football League is now going to have 3 guys from the University of Alabama as quarterbacks starting in the NFL? We ain't never been known for quarterbacks. We got Jalen Hurts, Tua, and now Mac Jones at some really, really good programs, all being led by Alabama quarterbacks. People getting pissed off at us because now we got wide receivers, we got DBs, we got running backs, we got linebackers. Bro, we taking over, man. We taking over. Tell me I'm wrong, LT. Tell me I'm wrong.
Hey, you got a monster over there, man. You got a great program. You're putting them out. So, I mean, it is what it is. Those guys are really, really good players. When you build a program like that, like Alabama has done, it's kind of like Miami back in the day. Those guys go into the NFL and they get to play, and because they're used to competing on a high level every day in practice. And scouts, when they come and watch your practice, they're like, hey, this guy go right in and be able to play because he's doing it on this level every day, day in, day out against really, really good players, just like it is in the NFL.
All right. Well, and JT, you can chime in on that. I know he's having some work to do in the background. But check this out, because Lamar, I think everybody's waiting to hear what we got to talk about with this. So I kind of want to dive into this stuff. I really appreciate the people for following us, both of us being involved in our conversations on Twitter, right? They're always leading things in there. Make sure y'all follow him on Twitter as well. You can find Lamar at Coach Lamar. What is it on Twitter?
Lamar Coach T. I think that's
Lamar Coach T. That's it. That's on the bottom of the screen. At Lamar Coach T. Y'all make sure you give him a follow. He's got some things to reveal later about something he's going to start tomorrow night as well. So he's got a lot going on. He's been a college coach. He's been obviously a big-time college player. Okay, I'm going to say he's been a big-time college player for real at a really good school. I don't know much about his high school stuff. He played well many years in the National Football League as well. We were able to share some of those, which I will admit is awkward. Was awkward when I went down there. It was quite different.
Why?
It was quite different.
It was
so.
fine.
So let's dive into this a little bit, man. Just real talk, man. Just real talk about all this stuff because so many people said so many things, right? And of course, we got Alabama fans that love to play because of what I did. That game, win the national championship. So I think there's a lot that we need to cover, right? From 1989, 1992 to maybe us even joining up, playing against each other when you were at Tampa and I was at Green Bay. Mm-hmm. And then we end up together with the Dolphins. What an amazing story, right? What an amazing story. So, what do we want to start? Let's dive right into I want to go into the mindset, your mindset, Miami's mindset before the 1992 championship. Were y'all overlooking us? Tell the truth. Were y'all looking at us just saying, hey, these boys from Bama, they ain't really done nothing. They can't throw the ball. The defense is okay. What were y'all really saying about us then?
Well, first of all, we were, it was a tough year for us. It was a really, really tough year. When we had just come off an undefeated season the year before. So it's on our back. I mean, the bullseye is there, and the hurricane happens, Hurricane Andrew. I actually didn't even practice with the team until the Iowa game.
Oh, wow.
Like I had the Pell Grant thing over my head, and I didn't get back on the field until I ended up suing the school, filing an injunction against the school to let me play. So that was my first practice, the game against Iowa. It was a rough year. We won a lot of games. We won all those games, but it was tough, man. It was a tough year. We had a lot of things going on. And leading up to that game, we had some really, really close games that we were able to eke out. The Arizona game, the Florida State, Penn State, we Syracuse. We had some really, really tough games, and those teams came out and they played really well, and we were able to win. And going into that championship, I just remember, how you win that last game and then there's that big pause in between. Big pause. It was almost like, dang, we still got to play this game. God dang. And then y'all had a championship game, and so, coming to the game, we were kind of like, 89, we beat them. For a lot of us, we beat you guys in 89. And it was a tough game when you look back on it. It was a really tough game because you guys played in the SEC and you're very physical. A lot of teams, they talked a good game about being physical, but we kind of took their hearts away by what we were able to do, our speed. We were talking, and we just kind of intimidated them. And I think because you guys played us so well in '89, and we end up being the national champions, I don't think you were scared. I think you guys were, looking back on it like, we can't wait. We get these guys again, we're gonna tear that ass, And but we go out there that week, and I got to say, man, that was a different Miami team. We weren't as focused as we should have been, and you saw it. You saw us on.
That's the way you go put it. We weren't as focused as we needed to be.
You saw us, dog. You saw.
Are you talking about Bourbon Street, or are you talking about in
Listen. We man, shoot. We was wild, and but you think of this. Everybody's telling us how great we are, and for the first time, we start believing it. Like really believing it. And I'm not talking about,
the first time, bro, you'd already went undefeated.
Yeah, but this is a different deal. We win the game. We're one of the greatest teams in school history. We didn't know the 2001 team was going to come along, but we win this game. We got 3 national championships. We back to back, we hadn't lost a game in so long. And so it was a different atmosphere out there at practice. Everybody was kind of hungover most of the time. It was just not. And we would see you guys on Bourbon Street, and you guys were all about that business, boy. Y'all were business. I say business.
For
the business. Sorry. You guys were about business, and y'all had curfew. and ours was later.
And we stood by it. Yeah, we
Stood
did.
by
I
it.
would say we were very focused,
Yeah,
man.
we were
I know where you're going. We were probably a whole lot more focused than you guys. I think that was evident. So I've mentioned this before. This reminds, it might not be totally equal, but a couple of years before that, we played in the Fiesta Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Played against a team we should have beat with Brownie Nagel and these other guys. And they came out and they handed it to us. We were doing the exact same thing. We were in Phoenix, Arizona, just
Doing it.
big. So
We had fights in amongst the teammates. I mean, it wasn't out of it for the first time I could
about
actually.
what?
Man, it was just stupidness going on. I mean, think of this now. We got agents all around. You know, it's agents all coming through the hotel. I mean, again, that senior class had won so many games, and everybody was telling us how great we were and how we were going to go in the first round and all that other crap. And we started believing it. We got agents everywhere around, coming around, wanting to take you to dinner, wanting to limos, all kind of things were going on. We see y'all walking down the street, we riding in the limo. Hey, what's up, buddy? Y'all walking, y'all trying to get back to the hotel on time. We like, man, we ain't making no curfew. Curfew. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So who had the biggest mouth on your team, man? Was it you? For real? Was it you?
You know,
Kevin Smith?
Williams.
Oh, Kevin Williams? I'm sorry.
K-Dub didn't really talk
K-Dub?
that. I think I was the voice. You know, I was the guy that because Miami had some, you know, with Michael Irvin and those guys, they looked to the receivers to chat it up a little bit. And I gave them what they wanted. You know, hey, I'm from Gainesville, Florida. You know, you tell me I get to be a household name. You stick a mic in my face, and all I got to do is say something crazy. Okay, let's do it. I mean, hell, I'm just trying to be known. I'm trying to go to Dayland Mall and get free stuff. You know what I mean? I want to walk down the mall. That's why I took my helmet off. I wanted to be known. So you gonna stick a mic in my face, and you know, my mom always told me, you know, if you're gonna walk that walk, you gotta talk that talk and all that stuff, but you gotta be able to endure if it doesn't happen. If you get your face handed to you, if you get your ass handed to you, you know, you gotta be and for the majority of my college career, I stood by because I said I'm gonna make all the plays. So it's never gonna come back to me. But eventually it caught up to me. And I remember the quote. The man said, "What do you think about Alabama DBs?" I started laughing. I said, yeah, real men play man to man. Real men play man to man. I guess Alabama, they're gonna be playing zone. Boy, oh boy. And you know, but the thing is too, though, you know, we watch you on film. We watch all you guys on film. Your D line was unbelievable, and our offensive line was kind of makeshift. We had a lot of injuries. We had guys that were playing out of position. We had a tight end playing tackle.
Man, you sound like your boy Calvin Harris now, man.
No, I'm just kicking it real. I mean, you kick the butts now. There's no doubt about that. But we did not expect, first of all, for you to move the ball. Not on our defense. And you did. You had a good game plan. You were well coached that night. I wouldn't say that night. You were well coached the whole season because you went undefeated. And you did a lot of things to us coverage-wise that threw us off. Because we, as you saw, we were a deep team. We wanted to go deep, okay? And we wanted to throw that tail back out. Send too deep, bring Kevin in the flat, and let him get the ball, okay? You guys you made it look like man-to-man, but you zoned it up, confused us. When we checked to the fade, you come up press, you bail.
Running out of there.
Yeah, you bailed on it. So we out there playing volleyball. I got two dudes back there. I'm trying to knock the ball down to make sure we don't get an interception. You were well coached. You knew exactly what we were doing, and we didn't change it. See, that was the deal. We never changed what we were doing. We get out there, you come up press, we going deep.
Mm-hmm.
That's all it was. We didn't have, if you bail, we run a hitch. We didn't have that. We're going deep because nobody could, most of the people we could run by. Or they weren't well coached enough to get their behinds back there. They get caught.
Yes, well,
and
I have to, yeah, and I have to admit, I'm gonna tell you, man, trying to put that defense in, and there was a little bit of nervousness on our side to putting everybody up on the line, knowing how well you guys could run or the explosiveness that you had in making plays. Because most people don't really ask me about, well, what did they look like beforehand? And when you're talking about these games, I do remember. I don't remember everything about the game plans that you guys had, but I do remember there was always a lot of explosive plays. A lot of, like you say, you're throwing the ball deep, y'all running past people, double short, running by people. And that's the thing I think I remember the most. And while we had that month to try to prepare for you, Bill Oliver was the name of our defensive coordinator. For him to tell me, the safety, hey, I need you to stand up here in the A gap or the B gap. I know they do it in the league, and people talk about this, but you got to run out of here and get to the half.
Get to the half
on time before he chunks this. Man, you talking about somebody sweating now and practicing, trying to figure this out. So I got one question really for me, and not even for the fans, because I really don't. I'm curious about this. The first time that we really got up in that deal, and called a timeout. New look. What's the conversation like now? What is he saying? Or what is the coach saying? Is that a no shit moment? Is that a let's try to figure it out moment? Do you have any idea kind of what that looked like once we started really standing up on the line of scrimmage?
I tell you this, in that huddle, there was a lot of shaking head, like what the hell going on? It was first of all, I was saying, hey Gino, man, they running out. I said, I remember him saying, shit, I don't have time, bro. I don't have time. They on my ass. I don't have time. They were hitting. I knew when y'all tackled Kevin Williams on a reverse early in the game, about 7 yards deep. I said, oh shit. I said, oh my God. From the kickoff, it was a straight. When y'all kicked it off, or whatever it was, they said roll tide. I said, oh shit.
Yes,
This is real right now. All that noise talking, it's on. But we were able. The thing was, we were always able to weather the storm because our defense saved us, or we saved the defense. But to watch your guys move the ball, run the ball, throw the ball when you had to, and then on defense, just basically just shut us down, man. It was frustrating. It was very frustrating. It was a very frustrating game. I know when I look back on it, I always tell myself that, you know what, you deserved it. You deserved the frustration that night because because let me tell you, I had the first time I had two fumbles in my career in college. They were both in that game. Tommy on a middle screen. Who, by the way, I went to a high school and I was recruiting, and he had. I said, "You played Alabama?" He said, "Yeah." And we started talking about the whole Teague thing. I asked him. I said, "What number were you?" He said, 10. I said, "Oh, okay. I know who you are. You the dude that stripped me the first time. You the guy that stripped me the first time. Started my night off wrong. I had changed my shoes. I said, I was very superstitious. I had on some. I started the game out with some green huaraches on.
Oh boy!
I had some green suede huaraches.
Man, you used to wear BKs and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
probably them
man.
British Knights, you wear all that stuff.
I'm out there styling and profiling. And I said, man, I changed my shoes to the black turf shoes later on in the game. And it was just, it's a night where I actually sat there at the end of the game and say, did we lose? Like, we hadn't lost in so long, bro. Like, it was like, as the clock was ticking down and you don't know, you don't really remember what kind of happened in the game. You have to go back and kind of reflect on it because you're like, it's moving so fast. It's like when you probably got back to the hotel, you said, "Damn, that happened."
Yes,
You know,
sir. Yes,
so
sir.
I'm sitting there like, "Dang, did that?"
Oh, let's see. I read this. JT just popped up a question on the. Dang, how do I get it, JT? How do I get it? It gone away that fast. Put that thing back up there, or I got to go in the chat. Find it. Yeah, I saw.
You should be
No.
able to see it in the chat. I sent it to
Okay.
you.
All right. So I appreciate you guys for putting in the chat. I got that, and I know there's some things that y'all want to ask LT and all that, and there's some big ones that I want to ask him. I'm going to give a little bit of dialogue, and I'm going to ask him specifically about the play, right? So one of these questions said, "Did the strip change?" This is to you, LT. Did the strip change you at all as a player or as a person? And how long did you think about it afterwards? That was from, I don't know who was that from. But
Manny
so, one
Navarro.
more time. Manny Navarro wants to
Manny
know,
Navarro
did
trying to
you?
do an interview, bro. He
Oh,
trying to do
you
an interview.
know
Yeah,
Manny. You
that's a
know
that's
Manny.
that's a
You know Manny.
sports guy from from
He down
I
your
don't even know
way, ain't he?
wherever the hell he at, but he
He
been
down
bugging
your
me
way.
about that. Everybody want to do an interview. I said, hey, look, if you wanna ask me questions, you gotta tune in to Teague show or my show tomorrow. And we're not gonna cheapen our play. We attached at the hip forever. So I'm gonna tell it just like this. And Manny, go ahead and print your little garbage. I'm just playing. I don't really know if it changed me. I just think that it it kind of like I never said I was the fastest guy, and I knew I wasn't the fastest guy. I had Kevin Williams who ran a 4.28 and Horace Copeland who ran a 4.31. I was the intermediate guy that had the better hands that ran the better routes, and so I think what it did was it brought attention to my 4.49, 4.5 speed.
Wait.
Yeah.
Wait, you cut out, and I know people want to hear that again. So say that again from what it showed was.
Okay, I think I don't think. I know what it showed was I was not the fastest guy. I was an intermediate route runner. I had two guys again that one guy ran a 4.31 and one guy ran a 4.28, Kevin Williams and Horace Copeland. They were the guys that pushed you down the field. I made plays because I was a high jumper and a really, really good route runner. And I wasn't the fastest guy. So I think what it showed to a lot of scouts that, oh, we got to look at his speed or lack thereof speed, because I was fooling them for a long time. Hell, when you as skinny as I was, you look fast. Shit, you know what I mean? I looked fast, but I wasn't fast. I was a jumper. I was a high jump champion. So you throw the ball up, as you saw on film. If you throw the ball up, it's 9 times out of 10 I'm gonna come down with it because I knew how to time. I had perfect timing, but I was not fast, and I don't think it changed me. It just made other people look at me a lot differently when the pro scouts. I think that's why I was the first or second pick of the third round. I was like, okay, let's make it happen. I remember seeing me running down the field in the first round. I said, oh shit, I'm about to go to Green Bay. Nope, George Teague. I said, oh shit, I thought I was going in the first round.
Boy, you stupid. So look, all right. So I'm gonna give you my side, and then I want you to do your best to kind of tell really what it was like, because I think it would be interesting because I can say I've been on the opposite end of being on bad plays too, like you said. You said many times to me, you play long enough, bad things are going to happen to you. You're going to get beat. Man, I can remember getting cracked upon, ending up on the back of my head. I remember, and I've said this, so it's not new. I remember playing against Florida the year before. I couldn't cover a soul. I couldn't tackle nobody. It was the worst college game I'd ever been in. I know I was the guy that they scouted or game plan and said, we're going to throw these 7 routes on him because he can't cover it or whatever it does. So I know what it's like to be on the bad end of a play. Okay, so I'm prefacing that before I go into this. So when this play was happening when I chased you down,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I don't know if you heard my story all of it before. Man, I was already tired from having an interception before, and when you celebrating and your
Mm-hmm.
energy is high and everybody
Adrenaline.
hitting you on the
Yeah.
head and
Yeah.
everything. Man, I was gassed, right? Yeah, I was just so hyped that I was just kind of tired, right? And so when we had to go back out, we scored,
Mm-hmm.
right? Then we got to go back on defense because we got to kick the ball back off,
Mm-hmm.
right? Back to you guys. So we're back out. So I really ain't rested yet, but they're throwing me back out there. I'm still trying to catch my breath, LT. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
actually doing the Cardinal sin. I'm trying to loaf.
Oh.
And I'm trying to let them go ahead and make the play. Well, it don't happen, right? Gino Toretta throws a perfect pass to you. I'm out of position. I'm supposed to be over the top and deep half coverage, and I'm not. So I tell everybody, I panicked, man. Really. I was chasing you out of fear
Mm-hmm.
and everything else because, man, I don't want to go back on the sideline. We're already winning. We just got some momentum. I don't want to be the reason now that this guy runs for an 89-yard touchdown. This is all going through my head at the time. So I'm chasing you. I'm really just trying to catch you, bro. That's really what I'm trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
Then I know I'm going to catch you. Now I just want to strip the ball because we work on it all the time. I want to strip.
Mm-hmm.
Now we know the rest. It ends up being a little bit better. I got the ball and all that kind of
Mm-hmm.
stuff, right?
Yep.
So from my standpoint, obviously you watched the celebration. I'm happy. I'm elated. I don't think it's a world-renowned play at the time.
Right.
I'm just thinking, I'm just playing football, making a play.
Yeah.
So I gave you my mindset going to that. I'm out of fear doing this stuff while you're running, while this play is going on, maybe while after, what's going through your head, at that particular moment.
So at this time in the game, we had already thrown about, I want to say about 5, maybe 4 or 5 incompletions deep. You guys come up and press. I'm like, shit, here we go again. Hopefully he throw it. Hopefully he throw it because I know the guy from the bail. And kudos to your defensive staff for changing the defenses. See, that threw us too. You guys did a great job of disguising because, like you said, you guys were playing bail, but you at this point you were in 2-man, but you couldn't tell because it looked like the same thing you guys were doing the whole time, bailing off. So I thought, okay, he gonna bail. Well, the defensive back who was it? Was it Tommy?
Willie Gaston is
Willie Gaston. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
So Willie, as I come off the ball, I said, I kind of pulled through a little bit, and I said, I got him. What the hell? He messed up. he done screwed up. He was supposed to bail. And I look, and Gino throws the best pass. It's probably one of the best passes he's ever thrown. I mean, it went. I mean, it was on the money.
It was on a beeline, bro.
It was on a beeline. It was a great pass. I caught that thing like this, boom. And because I caught it like that, I had the ball on the inside on. Now, as a coach, if you ever watch me coach, the one thing you will hear me say over and over and over and over again, balling outside on, balling outside on, balling outside on, because of that damn play. As I'm running, I just knew I beat him. And he was stumbling. I said, shit, he ain't catching me. It's over. I'm gone. But I realized, shit, I'm not going, I'm not moving. I'm going, but I ain't moving. And I'm like, well, shit, I don't think he's gonna catch me. I got this. And I'm kind of like, I'm looking, but I'm not looking, I'm looking kind of across. I'm not looking back. That's because I heard footsteps, but I didn't know.
I was right behind you.
It could have been my guy because they used to do it to me all the time in practice, Kevin and High C run behind me and catch me because they were so fast, So I thought maybe one of my guys coming up to celebrate, maybe. Man, I'm running, and I see people go. I'm like, oh, this about to go down. I'm like, damn, I'm almost there, and I put that ball back, and as I put it back in that running motion, I felt a tug and a push. And I said, what the hell? And as I hit the ground, I looked over and I saw you running. And I said, "Oh, hell no." I said, "Oh, hell no." So, you get up to kind of save face, and I'm saying, "Boy, I'm finna hit you in the back of the head. I'm finna get a 15-yarder. You know what I'm saying? I'm hoping you cut back right into it. You know what I mean? I'm finna take your neck off." And I remember going to the sideline. There's a iconic picture of me with the towel over my head. People say, "Oh, I was crying." No, I wasn't crying. I said, "God damn, did that shit just happen?" Like I was still shocked. Like, did that really just happen? And I sat there like, wow. And you have that moment of reflection, like, what did I do to lead up to this point? You have that moment of reflection, like, and I had that moment of reflection. What did I do so bad to lead up to this point? And there were a lot of things that I thought about in that whole month where I was not the same guy. You know what I mean? There was a lot of things that I did that I deserved. God don't like ugly, man. He don't like ugly. He don't like ugly. You do some things, sometimes you get away with it. And I had done some things during that little time where it was not my character. It was not my character, but you get that feeling of invincibility. Yeah, I talk noise. Yeah, I talk noise, but everybody know me. I'm from Gainesville, man. I'm a country boy. I'm skinny. I got to prove that I'm tough. So I'm gonna talk noise. But I'm sitting there like, damn. You know what? At the end of the day, I deserved it. Man made a play. Still got to finish this game and try to save face. And I again though, you don't know the how great the play was. I didn't know how great the play was either. Until you start really looking at it as you grow and you grow older, you're like, damn, that was a hell of a play, man. And I've always said this to people who sometimes like to say things is, "Oh, you the guy that got stripped from behind." I say, "Yeah, that was me. Yeah, that was a hell of a play, wasn't it?" I said, "Yeah, man, he got you, man. He made you humble pie." I said, "I don't know about all that, but I know one thing. I will be remembered for the rest of my life. What about you?" It is what it is, dog.
Don't hit him like that.
It is what it is, man. It was a great play, bro. And you know what? It couldn't have happened to, and I'm going to say this to all the Alabama fans can hear this, it couldn't have happened to a better guy. Because in '89, it wasn't a good game for him. It was not a good game for him. It was one of them games where, you know what? He had to axe the grind. And he as a player, you always remember that bad game. And the thing that hurt me the most about it, it's not that it happened. It was the fact that it was my last game and I never got a chance to wear the uniform again. Like, you got a chance after '89 to come back and prove, okay, let me put that behind me. That was the only thing that bothered me. It wasn't the fact that a play happened, because I've said this 1,000 times. Hey, man, there's a lot of people on my highlight film. A lot of people. But if I'm on one person's highlight film and I play it at the highest level, shit, I think I'm winning. It is what it is, bro. I mean, that's football. So the thing that a lot of people don't realize as players, we don't really dislike each other. We don't dislike each other. It's all part of the game. It happens. You as long as you're not hurting nobody. Now, if you like ran me down and ripped my helmet off and broke my neck, that's different. But you made a play. It wasn't no ill. I mean, when you came to the Dolphins, bro, I was kind of excited because I felt like, all right, man, I get to try to F him up in practice.
Get her back. Give me back.
Try to get back in practice, because another thing that happened when we were our rookie year, my first start was against Green Bay. I had my 2 worst games of my career against you.
bro. You was trying to get me, man, that Green Bay game too. I remember, man. I was like, man, that was funny, man.
I dropped 5 passes. All them bitches on 3rd down, and them fans booed the shit out of me. And I remember T-Buck said, "Hey, dog, LT, if you need me to catch it and give it to you, I will, dog." It was so bad, dog. I was dropping every damn thing. I couldn't catch a cold butt naked in Alaska. You know what I mean? So, but when you came to the Dolphins, it was funny. When I was with the Buccaneers, I had a guy on my team named Clifton Abraham. And the Miami fans remember this. I beat Clifton Abraham that senior year, my senior year, against Florida State. He was an All-American corner from Dallas, Carter. Beat him for a touchdown to basically put the game out of reach. And he became my teammate with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So everybody, oh, Cliff, oh, I pulled him aside, say, look, bro, man, don't let them bother you. I mean, bro, listen, it is what it is, dog. Don't you, bro, it's a play. It happened. Don't let that affect you as a man. We got to go on to bigger and better things. And so when you came to the Dolphins, I had to take my own advice. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, it's a play, bro. I mean, I remember inviting you to play golf. You know, I remember me and you walking to the car one day, and I'll never forget this. We were walking down that tunnel to go outside. Right to the right, you hit the button. I said, you had that brand new Mercedes. I said, ooh, boy, that thing nice, boy. Ooh, man, ooh. I kept saying, ooh, that thing nice. You said, you like that? I said, yeah, buddy. He said, you want to drive it? I said, you gonna let me drive it? He said, hey, bro, hell yeah. I said, okay, bro, I appreciate you threw me the key. He said, hey, dog, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have had none of this. Shit. I said, I don't there. I threw you the key back with.
Boy, he crazy. I don't know that's how the story exactly went. I got my own little stories about that. But hey, look, man, you know, that was being there was I would say it was weird and awkward, like I said before, because I knew it was gonna be weird, LT, because when I signed with them, now mind you, I already been the first round draft pick and all that kind of stuff. They didn't say anything about me being former round draft pick or nothing from the Green Bay or any of that kind of stuff, or even Dallas at that time. The picture that the Miami Herald put up when I signed was of me taking the ball from you, and I was like, "Oh man,
why you gotta do that?"
You know, I gotta walk in here to this.
Yeah,
like you said, because the locker room became a joke for some of the players, right? They're saying stupid stuff, Teague behind you, whatever. We're doing one-on-one. Everyone's, it just made it difficult for us. We had the right thing in mind. We had the right intentions in mind of trying to just go win football games. But anyway, man, you've been really good at this, and I can't thank you enough for everything that you shared tonight. There's so much more we could talk about. I know, and people probably listen to us for hours.
Well, yeah, I'm saying you got a show tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
Tomorrow,
I got my show tomorrow.
What time is it at?
8 to 10, and you coming on that thing, baby.
Hold on.
So what time you want? So tell us about give us the name of your podcast.
Yeah, it will be the Lamar Thomas Show.
Lamar Thomas Show.
Teague, okay. Lamar Thomas Show with Gary Furman, Kane Sports. So it will be from 8 to 10. We definitely want to have you on to give your take on the game.
That's 8 Eastern.
That's upcoming. Yes, 8 to 10 Eastern. Give your take on the game, your prediction, and we could talk a little bit about the play. I think you deserve to be able to talk about it. So we could talk a little bit about the play, but we won't waste a lot of time on it. But we'll touch it a couple times.
We'll be able to talk about the game because we need to do a little bit of that before we even get off now. But how do they find the show? Do you show it on? Is it? Do you just drop it later? Is it live? Can people view it live or listen to it live?
We're gonna drop the link. We're gonna drop all that tonight, and hopefully you guys will enjoy it just like you're enjoying this show. I'm gonna send you the link so you can come on, and we'll drop all that tonight on So
make sure you're following at Lamar Coach T, so that when he does make that announcement on what the link is, you can find it. So and for the Central Folk time, since all of our times that you've been watching this show, we've always posted the time in Central Time. It's 8 Eastern, which means 7 o'clock tomorrow night.
Mm-hmm. Hey, one more thing, man. I want to say this, man. I had a guy that went to the University of Alabama from my high school, Michael Smith, who played in that '89 game, played safety. Mm-hmm. Mike crazy, ain't he?
Yes, sir.
Love that dude.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
And
he like you.
Mike say what he want now. Mike funny dude. So, he's like a big brother to me, and he ended up going there. He's like 2 years older than me, I think, and he ended up going to Alabama. And I remember him wanting to, me to come to Alabama. And I remember thinking to myself, and this is back then, I thought to myself, man, I'm not going to Alabama, bro. You got a bunch of like rednecks and stuff like that, and I don't ain't no place for no black man. That's what I was thinking. That was in my mind at that point. I tell you this, watching that program and where it's come with Coach Saban, it's done a great job of making everybody feel comfortable up there in Alabama. I mean, some of the guys that have come out of there, it really it changed my whole outlook on the program. Especially, I got a lot of hate mail after the Alabama game, which I don't know why I got hate mail. You won the game, and they used the N-word and a lot of things, and I had an impression of Alabama. But I think the program has come so far and a lot of kids from South Florida come up there and play and are successful, and a lot of kids from all over the country come there and successful, no matter what color you are. And it's just a great thing to see how far it's come and the thinking that might have been back then. And it's kudos to the program and Coach Saban and what he's developed.
Lamar's audio here. I don't know if.
So it's kudos to the program and what they developed over there.
Yes, sir. So listen, and I'm giving Lamar a lot of props like this because this is hard to do when you're doing these things, and you can tell that he really is a humble man. Yeah, he talks a lot. But he speaks facts. He speaks the truth, and he's always been that way. He hasn't deviated from that, and I think that's one of the things that I've respected about him the most. A lot of you guys tend to ask, okay, about prints, the things, jerseys or whatnot. And I kind of teased it a little bit earlier about having the opportunity, maybe having something special from Lamar and I together. So he and I have
never done before.
No, this has never, ever been done before, and it's not going to happen very many times. So what he and I have decided to do is we're going to give you, your company, your bar, your restaurant, whoever it is, an opportunity to get them signed by the both of us. Now, let me tell you a little bit about what we're talking about doing. We're not signing everybody's stuff, all right? This is very limited. This is going to be selective. We're going to sign 13 items. He has agreed to help me out with that little 13 stuff. We're going to sign 13 items, only 13 items. But here's what you're going to have to do, because he's in Florida, I'm in Texas, right? We're not making a special print or something of that nature. So if you have something that you want us to sign, the very first 13 people that are going to pay us $500 to pay this item for us, both of us, to put our signature on whatever it is, a Daniel Moore print, a football, a picture, or whatever it is, whatever you have, you need to get in my inbox like quickly. The first 13 people,
football history.
Whatever you have, we're going to sign it. Here's the other second piece to it, though. Like I said, I live in Dallas. He lives in somewhere in Florida. I don't know if he's still in Gainesville, if you're way down there. Oh, he down there near Davie. He down there by the Dolphins still. He living out there with the – if y'all don't know, Weston is where Dan Marino lives and all them rich folks down there. So he doing all right down now. But anyway, so listen, because this item is going to have to be moved around. You're going to have to get it to me. I'm going to have to get it to Lamar. He's going to get it back to you. So whatever you have, you're going to need to make sure that you can cover shipping charges to make sure that we can FedEx this back and forth, UPS this back and forth to get it back to you. So you need to go to there's a couple ways you can get this in. I think the best way is going to georgeteague.com, teaguestech.com. They'll both go to the same spot. Hit that contact me button and tell us, I want that item, or I want to send you guys something. I will personally reach out to you guys and make sure this happens and coordinate with Lamar to make sure that it gets signed. 13 items. That's it.
Only.
In the whole world. I don't care where you're at, right? And it might be a little more expensive to get it to Mexico. We have people in Mexico that listen to us.
I would love to see it up in the bar.
Oh, yes.
How great it's going to go up in the bar in Alabama.
Oh, there's a whole lot of them out there too, man. We can get it. We can get it. I might have to put $500 myself just so I can get your signature on. I don't think I got your signature on anything.
Hey, dog.
You know
hey, dog. Just take it.
That's a good one. Y'all see, so that went over a few people's head right there. Just take it. I like that. That's a good one. That's a pretty good one. So he does have a good sense of humor, and I wish I knew who the guy was so I could give him his props about the tweet that he did too. But anyway,
I can only give him thumbs up, y'all. I usually come back and try to crush him, but I said, I think he said it won't be too hard to chase him down. That's what he said. It won't be too hard to chase him down.
That's right. That's right. So 13 items. Get in on the action right now. Go to georgeteague.com. Hit that contact me, contact us button. Just put in the subject, hey, I want one of those signatures, and then we'll work out the details, okay, afterwards. So I'll be checking those today, tomorrow, next couple of days, and we'll let everybody know when it's done. If you're the 14th person, I'll let you know that's it. That's it. We're not going to do it. So you better hurry up and make up your mind. Call your grandma, your company, or whatever it is, and make sure that we get this done because we're only signing 13. All right? JT, did I make that pretty clear, or is there something else I might have missed?
Oh, look at that.
Oh, so y'all don't know this, but his daughter got spotted wearing some Alabama stuff. Go ahead, JT.
Dog.
Hold on, JT was trying to say something, but he's behind.
It is right there. You know what that is right there? That's what I had to put on when y'all played. Who y'all played? Notre Dame.
Oh yeah, I'm
yeah.
Go ahead, JT. Just wait on JT. His lag is
a little lag. Kind of like me running down the sideline.
There's only two. Yeah, big lag. There's only two. I'm never gonna be able to get this out. Y'all keep cracking jokes. There's two questions that you need to answer before we go, and that is about the Miami and Alabama game that's coming up on September 4th. Which the first one is Alabama wins because, and then the second one is Miami wins because, and then your prediction and score line. Go.
Okay. Do you want to go first on Miami wins just because?
No, I'll go first on Alabama wins because right now they are the model. They're the program that everybody's chasing. They're the program that they're they're rebuilding, they're reloading. They're, not rebuilding, they're just reloading. They're guys that on that roster that have been there for a while, just like the old Miami. They've been there waiting their opportunity, waiting their chances. They've grown. They've seen really good players in front of them, and they get their opportunity, and they're ready. They're hungry. I just think that, and they're well coached, very well coached. Coaching against them at the University of Kentucky, they're very well coached. By the way, Teague, I was told by Mario Cristobal before the game, as we were talking, He said, don't look up in 3 minutes. And I said, why? He said, you'll see. And of course I looked up and there you were, running me down again. And all my players, damn, Coach, what happened? You think behind we got a game to play. Shit. Yeah, so Alabama wins because right now I just think they're what every program wants to be right now. And that's why they win. They win the game. They just have a little bit, they have more, I wouldn't say more experience because Miami has a lot of players coming back, but they're a really well-coached team. And I know Coach Saban is going to try to make it happen. And he wants to always be able to come to South Florida and cherry pick players. And you get that by going in after you blow somebody out or beat somebody and say, hey, you want to go to school there? Did you not see what just happened early in the year? So,
amen. And you about to get some hate mail from your own fans, you know.
I ain't going to the Miami side yet. I haven't gone to the Miami side. You tell me why Alabama wins.
Okay, so then you're gonna want me to tell you why Miami's gonna win too? Is that what we're doing here? We're saying both.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Alabama wins because our coaching staff knows how to prepare for season openers. It's kind of like what we talked about in those bowl games. They really know how to dive in and not overwhelm people and don't put too much emphasis on the game. But I know how important it is for Nick Saban and the University of Alabama to win that first high-profile game. And so the way they've prepared and scouted, there's nobody better than Nick Saban when it comes to that. I think that because you're a team, because Miami is a veteran team, there's a lot of things that they'll be able to see, whatever that means. You know, they've seen the quarterback. They've seen all the returners coming back. Although Alabama will have some new faces. We got a new quarterback coming in, and, some younger wide receivers, some different running back that's played, but not, there's not a whole lot of stuff on them. Some might say, well, that is a weakness. I don't think that is. I think that's something that we've been able to keep on the down low. Little. So as you said, those guys are going to be hungry. They're going to want to play. They still got something to prove because they're the new guys now. And the legacy that's been built at Alabama over these years with Saban, they don't want to be the one to fall off, on this. So I think we're going to win. I think we're going to run the ball again. I think we're going to use the same method that we used back in 1993. I think we're going to set the game up by running the football and take our shots when we can and protect our young quarterback so we don't have to just put him loose and try to make this a 46-41 game. That's not it. So Alabama's going to win because youth and coaching.
All right. I like it. All right. So now Miami wins because speed. I think the speed that Miami has on the outside as far as the receivers, quarterback that can run around a little bit, good offensive line, good defense. I'm still a little worried of the linebackers, but a good secondary. I think Miami wins because that experience that they do have, those guys that have been there 5 and 6 years.
7, 8 years.
Yeah, well, I mean, hell, they got a free year because of COVID. You tell me they've had a couple free years of COVID. How many COVID in Miami? Shit. I mean, maybe there's some guys in there 7, 8 years, but
BS. That's what Miami is. BS. As you said a little earlier.
That quarterback is a phenomenal player. I think him being able to move around that pocket and being able to get on the outside, and with the speed and the quickness that they have on the outside, and your secondary has a lot of questions,
All right.
So with that being said, they put up enough points, and if it is a shootout, they have a really, really good chance on winning the ball game. And it goes up and down with the quarterback. So if the quarterback has a good game, Alabama's in trouble.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to try to play this.
What you going to say? Miami wins if Alabama, everybody get COVID? What you gonna
That's
say?
exactly what I was about to say. As a matter of fact.
I knew you was going to say that.
No. I'll give you a legitimate answer. And JT probably already knows what I'm going to say about this. And I did say this on somebody else's show. Miami will win if they don't try to make the big play, if they take what they're given and try to move the sticks and just get the first down. I'm always worried about our linebackers as well, covering those running backs out of the backfield.
Well, we don't.
Yeah, we don't do a good job of that. Now, most people won't have enough patience to try to just take that and keep driving down the field. But if Manny has enough patience to be able to say, hey, we're just going to, move this down the field, take our little chunks, get us our first down, score some points, then you may have a chance.
Hey,
but
also, Rhett Lashley is the coordinator who's won a couple of times against Alabama when he was at Auburn. Yeah. So he knows the formula. He knows the formula now.
Well, okay, I'll give you that. Whatever. But if King is his name, right? Quarterback name. If King, this is not for them why they're going to win. This will be why they will lose. If he tries to put this whole team and this whole game on his back, I mean, he's trying to make every play. He's trying to do whatever, trying to make himself the first rounder. I don't know where he's projected, but if he's trying to really make this a draft type of deal and he's trying to make this stuff happen, I think he could get himself in trouble.
The good thing about what you just said, he's not that type of kid. So it could, hey, I'm when the line first came out and all that, I said, man, they're gonna get blown out. But
we're 19 points right now, bro.
As I start diving into it and just looking, it's the first game of the season. It is the first game. We know how that first game is. You don't know how good you really are, and you go out there. And if we've been there before, where you give that team an opportunity, you give them a turnover, or you give them a glimmer of hope, they're gonna run with it.
So answer the question for JT. Now we gave our both, and I appreciate you doing that. But now what's your prediction? What's your prediction and the score on the game? Who? I know who you're gonna pick, but tell us.
That's a tough one,
score, and tell us what the score is going to be. If you're saying Miami's going to win, and it don't have to be. I mean, you can play analyst and be for real and not try to.
I mean, what I'm really hoping that I see from Miami is a really, really good showing. If they can keep it close and have that opportunity to win, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with them playing against a really, really good program and having that opportunity and building upon that, because, hey, they got the ACC coming up. It ain't the SEC. You're taking the best shot from the best conference in America. The SEC is the best conference.
So you're not. I know what you're not gonna. I know. I'm listening to what you're saying.
Yeah,
but
you know what
is a win then? Do you have to be within 10? You gotta be within 7. What is a fan say like, hey,
I say for me, within the touchdown or win. Within 8, 9. Yeah, I'm going up further, but I say within 7 in a win. I mean, I feel good about that. They play well, because I just think that there'll be something for them to build upon, because they haven't had too many signature wins. Virginia, I think of Notre Dame, maybe Virginia Tech. Manny hasn't had too many real big signature wins. I mean, we don't count Florida State. They suck.
They're broken.
Sorry.
You don't even
so
count.
JT, what's the line? Do you know? Is it still at 19 or 20?
I don't know. I don't know the current line.
Maybe 18, maybe 17. I'm not sure, but I'm really hoping that they have an opportunity to go out there and play and keep it close and let the chips fall where they may in the fourth quarter. I'm happy with that because I think it's something to build upon for the rest of the season. So I'm saying, man, it pains me to say this, but I would say 31-27.
We're close. I wasn't gonna make it that close, so I'm gonna put that. I don't think it'll be that close. Me and JT were talking about how Vegas tends to be pretty doggone close a lot of times. Unless they just put in, it gets skewed at the end because of late touchdown or whatever.
Yeah.
Right. But I'm going in thinking that about the game. Thinking there's going to be maybe a slow start for both teams or something in the beginning. We're trying to figure it out.
You're going in thinking what?
Slow start.
It's going to be a slow start for both teams. But we get this thing rocking and rolling. Halftime adjustments happen. Saban and those guys pretty much figure stuff out. And maybe Manning those guys. But I'm picking Bama to win 33-23. So to win by 10 as opposed to the 18. Again, I'm just going on the youth and not knowing exactly where it is or what's happening. So that's it. Was there something else we were supposed to say, JT? Those are our predictions and our score lines?
Nope.
Y'all tell us how crazy you are.
Well, I think both of you are a little crazy, but that's fine. You got
what you say? You think it's gonna be a blowout?
No, I think that it has the potential to be a blowout, but because Saban really does not like to pile it on teams, he will keep you at arm's distance. But I mean, even with Notre Dame last year, right? Notre Dame, they could have hung 80 on Notre Dame if they wanted to, and they just didn't. Not saying they could hang 80 on Miami, but the point is that I think it'll be like 38-21, and I think there'll be some momentum for Miami late, where you look up, through three quarters, you're like, oh, it's over. And then you look up and you're like, wait a minute, Miami's starting to come back a little bit. But at the same time, they've got, Alabama just has control of the game. I call it crock potting. It's a slow cooker. It'll just, the game won't be over until the end, but you'll always say that you had it under control. Unless, I think Miami's key is De'Aaron King.
Mm-hmm.
He is going to have to do it all, not put a team on his back, but he's going to have to throw the ball. He's going to have to be able to move out of the pocket. I don't think that he needs to be running around. I think some of that's going to need to happen, but I really think that he's going to have to show that he can be a pro passer at a high level in order for Miami to keep it close and win the game. I think if they, like you said, if they're going in trying to just get chunk play, big play, touchdown, and turn it into a shootout, I think that's a bad idea. But their game plan needs to be stay on the field on third down, don't take sacks, and average like 4 yards a play. And they can win the game.
You gotta catch the ball. You gotta be consistent. You gotta catch the ball, man.
Do they have problems with that? Dog. Is that something that they struggle with?
They had them last year, but this is a new year. Everything I've read is they're ready. So, I'm a show me stay. I need to see that. I need to see it. They had a guy walk up to me and say, "Hey, I'm gonna break you and Michael Irvin's record here." I said, "Well, all right, man. That's right."
Hold on. Is this the beginning of a bold prediction segment?
I mean, this guy said he's gonna break our records. I said, "Well, I walked away from the conversation. You supposed to? You've been here 6 years. Shit, you supposed to, and you kicked the ball screens. Hell yeah, you supposed to, homeboy." So, hey, man, it is what it is. I just want to see us have a good showing, and then we get on App State, and then we beat Michigan State, and then we gotta build. We gotta have something to build because we got the ACC. This is again. I was saying we're playing the best conference in America, and I'm saying that because I got the coaching in the SEC, and it's rough. It is very physical in that conference. But you do well against them. It should give you something. If you come out of it with no injuries, with not that many injuries, and you play well, and who knows, you could win the game. And if they win that game, well, I'm drinking all that Manny Diaz Kool-Aid. I'm drinking all that.
For your sake,
on it.
For your sake, I hope that Miami does not fall into the same trap that the other ACC teams have fallen into when they've played Alabama the first game of the season. And my examples are Florida State. They have been absolutely broken since that game. And Louisville doesn't I think both of their football programs have just ceased to exist after a week 1 Alabama loss. So let's just hope it didn't happen that way. Let's hope we have a good game. I can call you afterwards and say, hey man, that was a good game, man. That was a hell of a game, man. Y'all gonna be straight. We're gonna be straight. Well, all we need is for somebody to actually challenge Clemson. So if you can get back to what was that, 2017, 2018?
Yeah, that's what we ain't been. No, we haven't. We have not made it to the ACC championship.
Were you? Maybe you were a game out then.
No, we have not. And that's the crazy thing. They set this conference up where it'll be Miami, Florida State, head-to-head championship. We ain't made it not once. So, come on, man. We got to get going.
You were close, though, were you not? I remember because the turnover change
and then we
was
lost
thing, and everybody was like to use back.
Yeah. I'm not.
Hey, breaking news. We got our first email in on one of the signatures.
Oh.
There are now 12 left. So if you're listening and you want one of these,
you broke up on my end,
to moving.
But
no.
Got an email. Woo woo.
You got 12 left.
We have 12 opportunities left for.
We are 27 minutes over time.
Dang.
Okay.
We had fun.
No, this has been great. And everybody's worth it. This part has been good. So.
Hey, Alabama fans.
We're going to call it a night.
Alabama fans, congratulations, man. Congratulations. You won a couple. You got a great program. You won against us. And you developed that conference. You made that conference what it is today. So congratulations. I enjoy reading all the hate mail. It was fun. I love you.
Boy, you stupid.
I'm still the same.
Stop sending them hate mail. That's unnecessary.
Ain't nothing you can say. I ain't never heard. So,
They shouldn't get that. You should never get that anymore because you're doing this. And make sure you send me that stuff tomorrow. Text me up or whatever it is. Make sure I can get on the show tomorrow, and we'll promote that as well. So we're going to go ahead and call it a night, fellas. It's been an hour and a half. We're normally on for an hour. Thank you guys for your patience. We know it's been special, so we guys know we might have to break it up on a deal. You need to turn that upside down. He's showing a U on the screen, so we need to turn that upside down. But again, make sure you give us some likes, subscribe, share this with everyone. Let everybody know about it. Okay, make sure you tune into his show tomorrow night too, because we're going to finish up these conversations a little bit as he goes on with his podcast as well. So with that, I would like to say this has been Teague's Take. Oh my God. And we'll send you a roll. Yeah, roll damn tide. All right, y'all have a good night, man. We'll see you. Stay tight, LT.
Thank you, guys.
All right, later.